every animal that is less than a year old probably comes through the cattle yards to be weighed or treated or vaccinated probably about 10 times in their first year of life. We really wanted to see if the Optiweigh would provide a bit of a shift so that we didn't have to put in that labour to weigh the cattle, on top of the fact that yarding the animals, probably you're losing about 1 kilo of weight gain per trip to the yards in stress and time off feeder.
I suppose thought, it would be an interesting thing to look at and whether it would be beneficial to our business.
Yeah, so I guess that's the thing, data's something, if you don't do anything with it, it's a waste of time. So now being able to use the data really more to say, look, well, this is what we want our animals to be growing at per day, and are they meeting it? And if they're not, then what needs to be put in place for them to be able to achieve that? I think that's where our biggest gain is, and trying to be as productive and profitable as we can, and to do that, it's about kilos of beef that we can produce. So the more we can produce, the more profitable we should be.
Yeah, well, for a start we used it with our steers and heifer weaners and first calvers. Then once we sort of got rid of those, we started mucking around with cows and all that and calves. But yeah, it was mainly with the weaners and getting weights for that.
Yeah, the Optiweigh was really easy to use for us. It's obviously a simple setup. It's basically connected straight away to the satellites. It was we can move it to wherever we need it. Probably the only disadvantage with, I suppose it probably needs a good ground pack and a good base. We found it was getting chewed out. Obviously the longer you leave it there, the ground was getting chewed out just from the traffic going through. It was really good for us. We were, I suppose, doing a few guinea pig trials on various mobs and grazing management systems and different pasture varieties. So we were really interested to see daily growth and transitional periods onto that new pasture and crop type. So yeah, it was good to not have to yard the animals, to see that growth and average daily gain, and see it on I suppose a macro scale as well, to see how the broader mob was travelling.
Most important in a great seasonal year that we've had or having, the weight gains this year have been fantastic. The yields of cattle at abattoirs have been better than in most years. And of course, what we're doing, if we're not careful, monitoring by way of your Optiweigh or whatever other means you might want to use, but Optiweigh is pretty good because it's not terribly hands-on, is monitoring those weights, because they are putting on weight at a rapid rate, and if you don't monitor it, all of a sudden you're outside of the spec at the supermarkets, and then penalties apply quite quickly and severely. So it's really critical that we watch our weights and our weight gains, and the same will apply into our weaners this year as well. Those calves are doing really, really well, and we've got a long season ahead of us, so monitor your weights in those as well. So all in all, I think we need to be collectively working together to make sure we get the right result at the end of the day.
If you have a good idea of how the different classes of animals, how their requirements change from, a 200 kilo calf to a 300 kilo calf to a cow that is early lactation or peak lactation or late lactation, or in the same situation if they are early pregnancy or late pregnancy. And I always say that it's a three-dimensional thing. So it's basically where that animal is, what's happening in that animal life. So are they, is their requirements going to go up or is going to come down? And then the third dimension is what's actually happening on the ground. Is feed quantity and quality going up or coming down? Because how you respond to that, I think that's a fantastic tool to have, because it gives you live data. So, and it saves a fair bit of time. So I think it puts in on the ideal situation where you can detect an issue before it becomes a problem. So having that, you are with the finger on the pulse, because as I said, usually you might make a plan and you got all the calculations right and you've done the right thing, you test your grass, you test your hay, but there are other issues that we can't predict, like palatability, for instance.
It was a good way for us to see the growth and obviously environmental changes through the weather that we had each day. And on top of that, different mobs, so whether it was young heifers, pregnant heifers, or feeder steers on a background ration.